But we're talking here about the Vaibhava. So here he's discussing this idea of Paramadbhuta Vaibhavaya. So Radharani, right, we have this which says Brahmeshwaradi Suduruha Padaravinda Srimat Paraga Paramadbhuta Vaibhavaya. One word, 11 parts. So now he wants to take these 3 words, Parama, Adbhut and Vaibhava. So Vaibhava, you know this word Vaibhava is very important, because this Vaibhava, it means the same as Aishwarya, really. Right? So Parama, Adbhut. Adbhut is wonderful, or astonishing. And we've already discussed that Adbhut is the essence of rasa. Okay? It's not that Adbhut is always present in rasa. Why? Because if it's not Adbhut, if it doesn't fill you with a sense of wonder, then it's not rasa. If it doesn't, that's why we always say Nava Nava. It's always new, always fresh. Why do we say it's always fresh and always new? Because the transcendental rasa is always present, so it's always Adbhut. It's always new. It's always fresh. It's always revealing new things. Never see. Even Krishna, we were just doing Govinda Lilamrita this morning. So Radharani is awake. The description is being in Govinda Lilamrita that Radha Krishna are just waking up. All the birds have come and are singing their songs. And then the Shuka Nasari, there are 2 Shukas and 2 Saris, and they come and they start to say nice verses that are meant to get Radha and Krishna to wake up. Telling them how, making nice descriptions of the morning, but warning them, the sun is coming up, the eastern sky is turning red. Maybe why is the eastern sky turning red? From love. The sun, her husband, is coming, and so she's all happy, and so she's turning red with joy for the coming of the sun, and so on and so on. So making these nice poems, but always the purpose is, so get up. It's getting late. Anyway, then Krishna is holding Radha, and Radha is in his lap, and so he looks at her face for the first time in the morning, and sees, her eyes are still, rolling with fatigue, and her hair is, all over the place, and her necklace is broken, and her garland is wearing a broken garland, and she looks at him, but then she's gets shy, and she turns her eyes away, and a little smile on her face. Krishna, he's Krishna. For him, that's it's always new. But Krishna is experiencing the ever newness of Radharani's beauty, and Radharani is also experiencing the ever newness of Krishna's beauty. And so for them, it never stops. That's why in the Chaitanya Charitamrita says there's a competition going on constantly between Radha and Krishna's prem. Radha's prem is always a little bit ahead. Krishna's always playing a little bit of catch-up. But still, they're in competition. Krishna's beauty, Radharani's perception of Krishna becomes more profound because of her love, and so Krishna's beauty increases. So she makes her perception makes Krishna's beauty increase. And then Krishna's beauty increases and her love increases. And then his beauty increases again, like that. And vice versa. So that's rasa. The rasa means, this transcendental rasa means it's always increasing. And to some extent we can experience that. Don't worry, we can experience that. Part of it is you have to remind yourself sometimes. Sometimes you have to remind yourself. But as soon as you remind yourself and you can concentrate and you fix your mind and you remember, then you'll get that taste as well. So the Vaibhava, what's interesting here is that the real Aishwarya of Radha and Krishna is their Madhurya. That's their real Aishwarya. That's their real glory. The real glory of Krishna, that he's, even if you look at it from the Achintya Bheda perspective, right? The Achintya Bheda perspective is that creation itself is a function of an angsha. It's not a function of this of Krishna, of the Supreme Person himself. Creation is an aspect of the material creation, that is to say. First of all, the creation is nitya. The creation of the spiritual world is eternal. It's not created. There's not a question that the spiritual world was or was not. It's eternal and eternally existent. So any speech, any talking about creation is really for our understanding. When he says Eko Ham Bahusyam, which is the text in the Shastras, Eko Ham Bahusyam, says that I am one, I am alone, and let me become many. Right? That's the famous statement in the Taittiriya Upanishad. Or Ekakina Ramate Sadvitiyam Aichat. He says that he was alone and he was not happy, and therefore he desired a second. These kinds of statements are there in the scripture. But those are just for us in our minds, the way we are, because we think like that. We're in these bodies with a perception of past, present, and future. We have to think that at one time that God created the world, and then it has creation, maintenance, and destruction, like that. And that's within the framework of time. In the eternal world, that's not relevant. So somebody was asking me today. He was saying, well, "What about the Siddha Deha? Your Siddha Deha?" There are so many arguments about the Siddha Deha. Someone is saying, does the Siddha Deha already exist in the spiritual world? Or do you create the Siddha Deha by your own meditation? So the question is it seems complicated, but if you think that in the eternal world there's no past, present, or future, or there's no past or future, the Siddha Deha is already there. But the point is that as a sadhaka, because we're sadhakas, we have that time, which time has a rasika function. The time itself makes rasa possible, because you can't have a story without time, and you can't have rasa without a story. When you get into the Nitya Leela, then it's a different thing. But sadhaka is a Leela also. Being a sadhaka is also a Leela. It's also Krishna's Leela. Krishna has a Leela with you, he has a Leela with you, he has a Leela with every single one of us. And the Leela is, I'm going back to home, back to Godhead. That's the story. This is my story. My story is I'm going back to home, back to Godhead. Every one of us is writing a little book. I'm writing the book, How Jagadananda Went Back to Home, Back to Godhead. How Jagadananda became Radha's Dasi. You see? But once you're Radha's Dasi, then, that's, it always was, always will be, and always is. So the existence of the world is there for the purpose of rasa. It's the purpose of the rasa, but it's the rasa of the sadhaka deha. It's the rasa, and it's a very nice rasa. Nice rasa. All obstacles come get in the way. Obstacles get in the way. People get in the way. Family members get in the way. Sometimes your guru gets in the way. What an adventure! Your guru gets in the way of your rasa. You have to also, even the guru sometimes you have to escape from in order to get closer to Radha. Seriously. If the guru is also just functioning as a dharma, if the guru is just functioning as a dharma, like with some vidhis or some rules, right, preventing the flow of bhakti and the flow of prem, you may. It's just like the gopis. The gopis had, they had the family members. They had people telling them also. Just like look at in the story of in the Bhagavatam. There are a couple of stories, but the most famous one is the one of Bali and Shukra. Now, Shukracharya is Bali's guru, and he's telling Bali, don't give charity to this kid. You're going to be regretted, because Brihaspati Shukracharya could recognize who this Vamana was. So he says, don't, if you give anything to this kid, you're going to lose everything. So he was telling the truth, but Bali rejected him, because he somehow or another he had the vision to see that it was more, that he would gain more, that there was a greater gain by sacrificing everything to Vamana than there was by listening to his own guru. So sometimes the insight of the disciple is greater than that of the guru.
Sukracharya is not Brihaspati.
Oh, I say Shukracharya. I said
Shukracharya.
no, I made a mistake and I corrected myself.
No, Shukracharya is the guru of the demons.
So he's the guru of Bali.
Bali is also in...
The demons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, it's
But he was devotee, that was the only good thing.
But he was...
Shukracharya, he's teaching to Bali not to believe in that.
Yeah.
So Bali was devotee, so he believed.
But still, from the external point of view...
For general guru, you cannot say like that, that you refuse that.
From the external point of view, he is still functioning as in the role of guru, and the other one is functioning in the role of disciple. So still you have the idea that one is the disciple. By the rule is disciple should listen to the guru, whether it's a demon guru or a devotee guru. It doesn't matter. The rule is the same, that you follow the guru. But it says that gurorapyavaliptasya karya karyama janata utpanna pratipannasya tyaga eva vidhiyate. Naiva? This is true. So three things that they say about rejecting the guru. I mean, this is something that's practical, it's a fact. I mean, I bet there's people here who've already had 2 or 3 gurus or more, and people I know people who have gone through, many gurus. Now, actually the fact is that guru tattva and the form of guru are 2 different things. So sometimes the guru tattva manifests itself and then it unmanifests itself. Right? Doesn't mean that, let's say for instance, if you're my guru, right? I come to you and you teach me something very important. And so I learn something very important from you. Guru tattva is manifest inside you. And so I learn something from you. So I honor you, because why? It's just like if Krishna appeared in Mathura, and the birthplace in Mathura, I honor that place because that's where Krishna appeared. So in the same way, Guru Tattva is the manifestation of Krishna, it appears in you. I see some truth. The light of truth comes through you. But then that light doesn't necessarily stay in you all the time. So when that light, if that light goes away, if it stops coming through you, now what would I say? How can I say that? Shouldn't I always follow the Guru? Whether he's, they're saying that Guru Adesha, Guru Agya Avicharaniya. This is in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mahaprabhu says, Guru Agya Avicharaniya. That you're not supposed to debate with the Guru and you accept his command without any argument. Right? So, what do I do? The fact of the matter is that the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the first chapter, what does it say? It says that there are guru, there's Diksha Guru and Shiksha Guru, yeah? And it says Shiksha Guru is 2 kinds. Shiksha Guru is the Mahanta, the great devotee, and the other Shiksha Guru is Antaryami. Yeah? The Chaitya Guru, Chitya Guru, Chaitya Guru. So Chaitya Guru means what? Chaitya Guru means from within. Now, we were just talking about experience, right? So experience is going to, the experience and Chaitya Guru are inside you. So it's like the Chaitya Guru is saying yes and no. The Chaitya Guru is guiding you from within. And if the Guru tells you to do something that is improper, alright, example. The Guru alright, let's say you have Sadguru who is perfect devotee, and he tells you to do something and you don't do it because you don't think it's the right thing. Then what happens? If it's true, if what he said was true, you will, you may, sooner or later, you will get the lesson. Sooner or later, your disobedience or your rejection of his teaching will result in the fact that you will find that you are, that you will see the light. Because by the grace of the Guru, you will see that he was telling the truth. Right? And sometimes that might come quite late. Sometimes that might not even happen in this lifetime. It might happen in your next lifetime. But the only real, so we pray to the Chaitya Guru, we pray to the Guru within to give us guidance so that we will either understand the teaching of the Guru or that we will, find the right answer. Because the fact of the matter is that Guru is also doing a human leela. Now, just like why the Guru is doing a human leela, so when we say that not to look, for instance, in Upadeshamrita, it says there that just like the Ganges has, the mud and bubbles and things come up in the Ganges water, and so because the mud and bubbles are coming up in the Ganges water, you still consider the Ganges to be holy and pure. So in the same way, the Guru, we consider him to be holy and pure, even though he might have some physical defect. Right? But also he may have some mental defect also. He may have other kinds of defects besides physical defects. He might appear to have a material attitude. But Guru api avaliptasya karya karya majanataha utpanna pratipadnasya tyaga eva vidhiyate. That's still there. And Jiva Goswami quotes this in Bhakti Sandarbha. So he's not, he still takes it seriously. He says that the main thing is that if the Guru is a Bhakti Vidveshi, if the Guru is inimical to devotees, then he should be renounced. And if the Guru refuses to allow you to associate with advanced devotees, because the thing is, he says that, Jiva Goswami says, look, if the Guru refuses to allow you, what is associating with advanced devotees, that's one of the 64 angas. That's one of the 5 principal angas, right? One of the 5 principal angas of bhakti is to associate with advanced devotees. So you don't associate with advanced devotees. Then if the Guru doesn't let you associate with advanced devotees, then how will you progress? How will you engage in bhakti? He's forbidding you to engage in bhakti. So if he's forbidding you to engage in bhakti, then how are you going to progress? So he's giving you a conflicting thing. The Shastra is saying to associate with devotees, and he's saying don't associate with anybody except me, or to anybody except my disciples, or stay in, Devotion is really about freedom. It's not, you don't want to think that you're in a prison if you're a devotee. What's the point of going into a prison? You're already in prison in Maya. So if you're going to a bhakti path and you feel as though you're in a prison, what was the point? So it has to be the natural flow, and bhakti, and Raganuga bhakti especially, is about a natural flow of attraction. The real reason that you come to the Guru is because he's giving you a taste and giving you some hope and some means, and by which you can attain spontaneous love for Krishna. And if that spontaneous love starts to be stifled, then you should allow the river of your desire for pure devotion to flow and not to be dammed up. And then what is the flow? The flow is the one of attraction. The flow is the one of attraction. Well, this is not really, but the point really what I'm going to say is, it doesn't really necessarily mean that you're really, there's no such thing really as Guru Tyaga. Guru Tyaga is actually a misnomer. Because you can't really tag Guru. Because why? Because Guru represents the truth. So if anybody who gave you the truth is a Guru. Even a person who said, who taught you anything. Your mother is a Guru because she taught you things. Your father is a Guru. Your older brother is a Guru. Your older sister is a Guru. Your teachers in school, they're all Gurus. Anyone who gave you any kind of truth is a Guru. So whatever, and of course the Guru who gave you insight into bhakti and into the path of devotion, path of prema bhakti, that is a genuine Guru. But the genuine Guru will not stop you from pursuing prema bhakti. And if he does, out of some material consideration, because there are many gurus who are not on the highest level of achievement, and so you come into contact with a guru who's not on the highest level of achievement. He teaches you, let's say, some important basic things, like your grade 1 school teacher, and then you go on. Doesn't mean if you met your grade 1 school teacher today, or if you met your grade 2 school teacher today, would you not show them respect and feel affection for them? Unless they were, of course, beating you every day, like they sometimes do. But normally, if you meet the teacher who was your grade school teacher, or your, like that, then you would treat them with affection and love, because even now you might know way more than them. You may be more intelligent, you may be more rich, you may have more than anything that they have. But still, because something came to you through them, because something important came to you through them. Many people say that their school teachers are the most important person in their life because of the influence that they had, the direction they gave them in life, and so on. Yeah, just let me finish. So the fact is that you see that whoever gave you, in the Hari Bhakti Vilas, there's a verse also that says that even if a person teaches you one half of one shloka, that person, his guru, is a manifestation of Vishnu himself. So what to speak of the person who opens up the entire vast field, who shows you the way, fully gives you the entire path and tells you clearly how you can attain the Supreme Lord, right? So therefore you have to have that attitude. The attitude is not that there's Guru Tyaga going on. Don't think like that. Never think like that. Because whoever has given you grace, that means that they're your Guru. And so you glorify and you honor the Guru tattva, the Guru nature, the Guru being that's in that person. And you never stop. You never stop. But you have to follow the natural stream of your attraction. You have to follow the natural stream of your desire as it's revealed to you. If it's revealed to you, let's say for instance, if your guru is in the platform of Vaidhi Bhakti, okay, and you become attracted to Raganuga Bhakti, and then your guru, your Vaidhi Bhakti guru, he will say to you, you're not ready for Raganuga Bhakti. Right? He may try many ways to stop you. He'll say, follow the guru's order is not to be debated. He'll tell you this, right? He'll say, you're my disciple, you listen to me, I'm telling you to go distribute books. Yeah? You're my disciple, I'm telling you, you go and open a temple in South Africa. So whatever the order is that he's giving, right? Sometimes he might be more generous, like that. But still, if he restricts your progress in some way, and that's good, Guru karya majanata. He doesn't really know what is to be done and not to be done. A guru should, so that the point is that you both recognize the existence, the permanent, eternal existence of the guru in anybody who is functioning as a guru, anybody who through whom light has come, through whom direction has come. That person is a guru and is always to be honored eternally. Never stop. Even if that person becomes a demon, even if that person turns into the worst Vaishnava Aparadi. Of course, you're not going to stick around if he becomes the Vaishnava Aparadi. But still, you remember. There are many people like this. I remember who they left the path of devotional service, but somehow or another I remember that the way they were. And so you remember the way they were. And you remember that actually for a moment Krishna appeared there. And of course, people come to the path of devotion and they leave again. This is the cycle that's going on. People are living their own stories, so you can't really necessarily interfere with that. We feel sad, maybe we can do something, and maybe we can't. But the point is that you see the presence of God, you see the grace of God manifesting in your life through that agent. The guru is the agent of God's grace, that's what it means. And if God's grace is that you can't deny God's grace because the person has changed. You can't deny it. If I'm still gloriously enjoying the rasa of Radha Bhakti and pushing forward to the beautiful kingdom of Vrindavan Dham, hearing the birds chanting the glories of Radha and Krishna. I'm there. Now my guru has become a Buddhist or something. Not too bad. But the grace came through him, so therefore that grace that came through him, that's eternal. That grace is eternal. But you must follow the stream of your own attraction. You must be true to the voice of your own experience and to the voice of divine guidance that comes within. Because finally, the thing is that the final arbiter is going to be the voice of God within you anyway. If I come here, right now you're listening to me, but if I start, saying things that disturb your mind and don't make sense to you, then you won't listen to me anymore. Your inner voice or your inner guidance, your higher intelligence, will refuse to accept what I'm saying. So the arbiter, the final arbiter, is the voice of God within you. He's the one who's accepting or rejecting, helping you to understand or to not understand what has to be done and what is not to be done. I don't know how I ended up talking about that. This is because my friend was asking me about questions about Siddhati. These are questions that come up, though. They should be understood. This Guru Tattva thing is a very difficult one, because in some places the guru's falling down and stuff like this is a big a big problem. Yeah.